Hey guys, Taylor here. So day 5 of creating a website from scratch. Today we're really getting into some meat. We're going to be creating a database, creating a database table, establishing a connection to the database, saving our image file and the image title, and then we're actually also going to pull the information from the database and display it in our HTML. So there is some meat today. It's a little bit longer, but just follow along and make sure you get this stuff down because you're going to be doing a lot of it as a developer. Thanks. All right, so day 5, we're going to create our first MySQL database and store some stuff in the database. So what you'll do is make sure that in XAMPP that you have the Apache web server started and also the MySQL database started. And then go to localhost and it'll take you to localhost/XAMPP. And then right here you'll see phpMyAdmin. So click phpMyAdmin, and then we're going to go ahead and create a new database. So we'll just call our database ridiculous. And the collation, just the default's fine. So refresh this page. There's our database. So now we just need to create a table. So the table name will be, we'll just name it images, and number of columns, we're actually going to have 3 columns. Hit go. So our first column is going to just be an ID, just so we have a reference. I usually like to put an ID on my table. So the index is going to be primary, default none is fine. The one thing we want to do is probably set the auto increment. That just means every time you store a new record in the database, it goes up 1, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then the next field that we're going to have is, we'll just say image title. That's where we're going to store the title of our image, and then we're going to have image path, and that'll be the URL to the uploaded image so we can display the image. And here we just put the length of the values. Let's say the title can't be more than 255 characters. Same thing with the image, and InnoDB is fine. And we'll click Save. All right, so now we just created our first table. Here it is. You can look at the structure if you want. But so the next step to this is we're going to need to establish a database connection and actually save something. So let's go ahead and go to our ridiculous folder. So let me make this bigger so we can see. X. Alright, so open up the index.php file, and so here's we're going to put our code to connect to the database and save our image file right to the database. So, so to connect to the database, I forget the syntax, so I need to reference this. Just check W3 schools. So we can use MySQL. So I'm just going to copy and paste this. This is how you do stuff. Copy and paste is your friend. So I'll explain this code real fast. So this is the connection that we're establishing. MySQL is a PHP function. Here's the host name, and we're just going to use localhost. That means our particular computer. Let's make this a little bigger. We're going to use the username, which for now we'll just do root. Then you'll use your password. Actually, let me go ahead and set up a I think I can just do this without having a password, just because it's localhost. And then the database name is ridiculous. So you can do the same thing. Don't worry about a password. Okay, and then let's just go ahead and run this and see if it's working. Okay, so it worked. Otherwise, we would have. Oh wait, no. Okay, so otherwise we'd get some sort of error. So now we're going to put this code under here. So only when we're uploading our file do we want anything to happen. So what we'll do is we're going to write a MySQL query. So now we're learning a little bit of another language, and this language is called SQL. It's the common language that you use for interfacing with a database. So we're just going to say query, I don't want capital I. We're going to say query equals, and we'll say update. What was our name of our database? Update images, our table name. We're going to say set, can't remember what we set, image title. Or actually, no, we're going to be creating a new, we're going to be inserting. Insert into images. And then we do the field names, images, we say image title, image path, image title, image path, then we say values, and we're going to say oh wait, we need the, here we're going to add, we're going to say title equals post title, right? So that variable is going to be this guy, and actually it's not, it's image title, not just title, so here we'll say image title. Alright, so now we have the title that we're going to be inserting, then we'll say insert into images title, comma, and then we need to say, let's say path. We want the full path here. So this is how I would really do this. Path equals, we'll take this and put that here, and then we'll say path. That way, not sure what happened there. Path equals, okay, I think we're good there. Did I erase something? Temp file. Okay, no. I accidentally removed this. So we'll just say temp file. There we go. Alright, so move uploaded file. So basically here we're uploading the file just like we were before. Here we're establishing the connection. If the connection doesn't get established properly, we throw this error and fail. It should be getting established properly. And here we insert into images, the image title, image path, the values. Okay, and that's all we should have to do. And then we do sometimes I forget the syntax here. Insert into table name. Okay, that's right. So then we just need to use this, which is, so now we actually run the query with MySQL query. Then we need to say the connection, and then the query. And we probably want to throw an error. Well, I think we'll throw an error on its own. All right, so now we should have all the code to insert an image. And my guess is I have some sort of syntax wrong because I type things wrong quite often. So, but anyways, we'll try it. So we'll say this. I don't know. This is a test title. Choose file. Say images. I'll just select this. Upload image. So we didn't get any sort of errors, which is probably a good sign. So let's go ahead and check our table and see if it was inserted. Image title, image, so it inserted images. Oh, it inserted something, but for some reason it was empty. Title equals post image title, path equals, so let's do this. Make sure we're getting the right query. Test. Try this one more time. Upload image. Undefined variable. Oh. Run that once more. Values enter title. So I think my images, okay, here's my problem. So on the images table, the structure, I accidentally set this to an int, so we need to edit this table. So sorry, I usually use MySQL Workbench, so I'm not the most familiar with this. But let's see, image title. I'm going to change this. So we don't want a value type int. We want the value type variable character. That just means you can use more than just integer. So I accidentally had it set to integer. So again, varchar save save. All right, so now we'll try once more. Test image, choose file, bulb, upload image. So this is, you can see our query right here. So you can actually copy and paste this query and run it on here and see how it goes. But anyways, so now you can see our image got saved into the database, test image, and then here's a path to our image file. So that's pretty cool. And then what else we can do is we can actually run a query to get the images. So we'll go ahead and do that. So instead of putting this connection inside here, I'm just going to make a connection every time, and then we're going to write another query. Just equals select all from images. So this actually just means we're going to select everything from the images. Now what happened to my, sorry, I deleted something that I needed. Okay, we need that still. So we're going to say query 1. So this will run the query, and let's see. Remember quite this format. I also usually use PDO, which we'll get to at some point, but it's a little bit of a different. So yeah, this is the syntax we'll use. So after we run the query, we can say, okay, so while result. So this actually fetches the query, then we say, while MySQL I fetch array, this will just iterate us through the array, and then we can say echo row title. So now we should be able to see the title, and just for fun, we'll say put you inside the list tags. Okay, so it's not spelled tile, but title. All right, right, so let's go ahead and run that. Except we won't. This will just be a get request. So undefined index title. That's good. Row title. Oh man, so it's image title, right? So there we go. So now we can see the results of our. We see 0, 0 because I was messing up and accidentally was trying to insert a variable character into an int field, so it was just defaulting to 0. But here it actually worked. Let me get rid of that heck, yeah. So we don't need this anymore. I thought I deleted that before, but get rid of that for now, just so it won't mess us up. So now when we come here, we see all the images we uploaded. What we're going to do later is actually have the images show up down below here and make them look a little nicer. Actually, we can go ahead and do that. So here's the image title, and then here we're going to say image source equals, and then we'll say, all right, row. It's not the image title, but now it's the image path. Is that right? Yeah, image path. And we'll end. Let's see. Let me see. Let me do this. You can just follow that syntax. Just so you know, the double quotes, everything inside of there is parsed by PHP. Everything inside the single quotes is not. It just takes a little getting used to in order to get that right. So for some reason that image is not showing. I wouldn't expect the first 3 images to be showing up, but so part of the problem here is I'm using the full path, and we don't want to be using the full path. So here, when we move the file, we're going to use the full path, the full server path. So that's starting at the document root here, and then here we're just going to say, and this will just be the relative path. So it'll be like this. Path equals just /ridiculous uploads. So this will be the path from here. So if we go to /ridiculous uploads to our image, that would be the correct path. So full path is that path plus path. And the dot is a concatenator, which just means basically it puts the 2 things together. So let's give this a try. So we'll just say bulb. This isn't very ridiculous, but I know I have a picture of a bulb. So we'll upload the image. Oh, we've uploaded file, so this needs to be full path. Okay, try that one more time. Bulb, try 2. Choose file, upload the bulb, and so there we go. Now we see the bulb is showing up. And tomorrow we'll play around a little more with the CSS and start putting all the images below here, and then start adding the JavaScript. But we'll try just another thing. Another image. Choose file. We'll upload the book. Upload image. Okay, there it goes. So bulb, try 2, another image. So when we refresh it, it shows up. And we only need to play with the CSS, so it stops messing this up. But so that's about the gist of it today. So guys, this is a really big step, building a database, connecting to it, and being able to insert things into it and pull things from it. A few things to remember with connecting to the local host. We can use root and no password, and you should be fine with the default XAMPP. Make sure you have the database name in here. With this initial query, remember, so all this code is getting run every time. So we're running every time we hit that page. All this code is ran, and only when we're submitting the form is this code ran, because it's a post request. So when we submit the form, this is actually ran. And you know, I don't know if you noticed this, but did you see how before I uploaded it and I had to refresh the page in order to see the results? So it's probably better to put this code up here so that as soon as we, so this way we'll do the update first and then we'll do the query. So this way, when we upload another image, we should see it as soon as, let me just do just this little icon here. So now we see it show up as soon as we click the upload image. So we don't have to refresh the page. That's just because, again, PHP processes from top to bottom. So that's exactly what happened here. So feel free to play around with the database. You can add some more table fields to it and whatnot. So just so you know, generally speaking, if you're putting in text, like image titles and stuff, you're just going to use varchar. And besides that, that's generally what you're going to be using, unless it's just an integer. And make sure you do set the correct field type on the table. Otherwise, we'll have this problem. So yeah, when I refresh, you can see all our stuff now. So that'll end today. Thanks, guys, and tomorrow we'll start playing around with some JavaScript and making this look nice and giving it some more functionality. Have a good one.